Hey, hope you devs and admins are ready for some serious ServiceNow parkour, because today I'm taking 5 minutes to showcase one of my favorite ServiceNow dev tools, the UI16 Dev Patch by Whitespace Studios. The UI16 Dev Patch, just like parkour, is about getting to destinations faster and more efficiently. UI16 does this by giving you far more options in the header bar, navigator bar, and impersonation menus. So before you can see how awesome the UI16 dev patch is, you really have to understand what my life was like before that dev patch. So I went into the archives to see if I could find an instance that didn't have the UI16 dev patch by Whitespace Studios. And let's just take a look at the header bar. As you can see, the header bar only has a really short width for both the update set picker and the application picker. And sometimes you can tell just by the first, 6 or 7 characters, what update set you're working on. But in this case, I'm working on several update sets to do with the project module. And it really matters to me that I can see a much wider name. And this is really a problem in instances that don't have the UI16 dev patch. Now, the other thing is, if I click this button, it's going to let me go view the update set, which is fine. That's great if you're a pleb. But I also want to do a lot of other stuff with update sets as well. Like, for example, I want to see the retrieved update sets. And now I'm already going through my navbar like a pleb. I click retrieve update sets. And if I want to start a new update sets, I got to go out to local update sets. And then I got to click the new button. So all of this is fine if you like working slowly. Now here's an instance with the UI16 dev patch. Already we have a far superior interface for our update set picker and our application picker. I can tell almost the full name of the update set picker, and because I'm recording at such a narrow width, I would see the actual full name if the screen was the full size. All right, so that's a lot better, as is the application picker. But more importantly, I have a lot more options at the click of a button. So if I click the paper set, not only am I have the option to go see the record in question, so I could view current, but I can also create a new update set from here. Or I can do some of the other things I like to do with update sets, which is view the ones in progress, view the ones retrieved. I also have a couple edge cases here, so instead of having to go to the list view, like a pleb, if you want to import something by XML, okay, usually I'd come to a list view and I'd have to right click, import XML. Instead, I can just go to the update set picker with UI16 patch and just click import from XML. Also, there's some cases where you know that a new update set has been added, but you haven't refreshed your tab. Maybe you don't want to refresh your tab. You can just click this refresh button and that refreshes the list without refreshing your tab. So all the options that are given to me by the UI16 dev patch save me a trip through the navigator bar, and considering how many times I do these things, that time really stacks up over the course of a year. So if you're like me and you started your ServiceNow journey before 2016, then you probably remember how awesome it was to just right-click on top of app menus and modules to configure them. These days, you actually have to go through the navigator bar and search for the application or modules, which sucks considering how often those words appear on the navbar. So if I have to edit a module, I have to figure out which of these is the actual module, and if I have to modify a navigator menu, I have to search for applications, and that's an even worse list to search through. Not so with the UI16 dev patch, which has a triumphant return of the right-click menu, which you can use to edit the module in a new window or edit directly. And it also gives me a plethora of other options, such as seeing all my events, my sys properties, my user preference, and my system logs. So again, no more dumpster diving through the navbar looking for these things. You just go to the navbar, right-click, and the things you want to see over and over and over again as a developer admin are right there waiting for you. Also, don't be a pleb and type in stats.do. You can just come here, right-click, hit stats, and it opens it up in a new tab for you. Also, for those of you doing deep UI development and you need to make sure that the cache is cleared before you try new and interesting things, in the right-click menu is a cache.do. You just click that, it does the cache.do, and away you are to the races. But wait, there's more. If you know what you're doing, you can actually go to the UI scripts and search for UI16. And if you go to the SND UI16 Developer Patch menus, you can edit this UI script to give yourself your own custom options from either this menu or this menu. So I've always found it kind of weird that as I impersonate somebody, I have to basically impersonate myself to end the impersonation. So I'm just impersonating Able Tutor here. And when I'm done impersonating Able Tutor, I come back here, click impersonate user one more time, and click the system administrator. And then I'm done impersonating. UI16 makes that a lot simpler. So on an instance with the UI16 Dev Patch, I'm going to impersonate a user. I'm going to pick Jake Japper. And when I'm done impersonating Jake Japper, I simply click unimpersonate. Just like parkour, the UI16 Dev Patch from Whitespace Studios is about getting to places quickly and more efficiently. And you can learn all that you need to know about it in 5 to 6 minutes. And with an extra couple minutes, it can be installed on your instance absolutely free. There's really no reason that a dev or an admin should not have this tool. Hey guys, if you found this content useful, it'd mean a lot for me if you just smash that like button and give it a share through your social network. Also, I've got a ton of Servicenow content in the works to share with you on this YouTube channel, so you may want to just hit that subscribe button with the little bell on it so that you make sure that you're not left behind. And also, if you want to download the UI16 Dev Patch for yourself, check the description. I've got links there for you. And lastly, if you need Servicenow help with the passion and depth of understanding that you've seen in this video, there's also a link in the description for how you can contact me. Thanks so much for watching.